Okay, welcome to a July TBR, maybe an overly ambitious one. It's actually not that bad. I have a bunch of books in the library that I want to show you guys that are definitely like parts of projects I want to do and maybe continuations of sequels, but my only for sure TBR are the books that I want to talk to you about from my little mini TBR Star Hop, which is done by Stephanie at her channel, and I will have her link down below. She recently did a 48-hour readathon for her Star Hop board. And then I saw Evie had done something on Instagram that was like kind of putting a TBR together based off just doing that, but not in 48 hours. And I'm like, I never get to do TBR games. Like, I never do because I usually have too many commitments. And when I was writing down my commitments for the month, I had like 2. So I was like, I can do a TBR game this month. Like, I could do it. And I'm not using the big board that she does. When she does hers every month, it's this huge board and like, it can go wild. And here, I just decided to use the 48-hour one, and for my black hole prompts, I just wrote down a bunch of books and series I wanted to continue in TBR books. I think for her, she typically does series that she's continuing in, and I used the prompts that she has for her board, and so I did it. And it's something I filmed, and it might be a little rough, but I filmed it and I have the answers, so I'm going to show you guys as I talk about the prompts I got. So I first had a roll, and I'll show it to you guys here, which put me straight into a black hole. And so the card I drew for that was The Golem and the Jinni. I've had this book 2 years, 1.5 years, maybe 2.5 years, who knows? And I've heard only good things. The sequel has been out for a while, or companion novel. And I think I have this on my Reddit bingo board for historical fantasy, although I think I might have technically already read that. But I want to get to this. It was a gift from a dear friend, like one of my best friends in the world gave this to me. So that's another reason I really want to get to it. And I just really like the production of this book. I just think it's really well put together. So although that means I have to go back to the beginning of the board, this is amazing. So my next roll, though, didn't get a black hole, and I got to have the prompt hardcover. And the book that I have to read this month for patrons anyways is what they voted on, and it's a hardcover that I want to get to, is The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. I need plot-based, fast-paced, twisty things in my life. I've had a very weird reading month in June. I hope this keeps me on track because I feel like I have my momentum back, but I still have some disappointments here and there, so I'm really hoping this is not a disappointment, that this delivers. So far, I'm enjoying another Harper Voyager I've been reading, and Harper Voyager, I realized recently, also publishes Nikki Drayden, and we all know how I feel about Nikki Drayden, so hopefully I can just add this publisher to like orbit in terms of like my go-to publisher that typically never lets me down. So this is going to be for my hardcover prompt. And next roll, we just keep moving right along, and I got a really challenging prompt, but I think a welcome one, which is TBR Vet. And for this, every year when I do booktube, there's always a book that ends up on like several TBRs for like months, and I don't get to it. And this year, that book is Bone Hunters by Steven Erikson, and this is long. I think I've only read 70 pages of the over 1,000-page book, so I still have a lot to do. So I'm still counting it because I've only read 2 chapters, so I think that's fine. And like I said, it's such a small percentage of the book. I am like at 6% of the way through this book. So this is the one, and that means for this game, to win the game, I need to read it. So maybe this will be the push I need to finish this book. It's definitely, of all of my like fantasy series that I'm in the middle of, especially the long ones, my priority. I have other ones I'd like to continue, but this is the one. This is like, okay, everyone else has had their turn. It's Bone Hunters time. And for the next roll, I was really excited about this one. I got the prompt graphic novel. And I want to read Far Sector by N.K. Jemisin, which I've had since my birthday. And I've really been wanting to read it. Sorry, you guys keep seeing my ring light. There's like no good way to show this book because it's so shiny. But I mean, the art's intriguing. It's one of my favorite authors. I don't read graphic novels that often, so it's just going to be like exciting change of pace. So I'm excited that prompt came up so I could do this. And the next roll, as I keep moving along, I keep dodging black holes. With this next one, I was really nervous because on this board, you have to go back to the beginning. There are like wormholes on her original where you only have to go back to like the previous wormhole. There's like one black hole and a bunch of wormholes. And so I got to pass this next black hole. And this one was for series. And I could have picked many things. Like I actually will be showing you series from the library I picked up that I didn't use for this prompt when I was writing it out because I actually did write out my responses as I did this game. I didn't like write down the prompts and then wait for them all to be out. I actually did it as I went. And I decided I want to continue on with Xenogenesis by Octavia Butler, and I'm going to do adulthood rights, which should also be short because Octavia Butler is generally short. Like, I think the longest books I've read by her are 400 pages, which, I mean, longer end of normal size novel, short end of SFF. And so I want to see what's happening. I know this is going to probably be a generational jump because that's typically how she tends to look at how communities evolve in her series. I think this might be Lilith's child, so I'm interested, and I think a couple people in the Discord want to keep going because we started this as a buddy read on my Patreon, and I think it's time. I think it's time to keep going. I just finished the Earthseed duology, and I want to see what happens next. And so my next roll is my last one, which is for free pick, and I'm putting this here as the patron buddy read, which we did switch it. So if you are in the Patreon and didn't see in the Discord, and I'll make a post on Patreon as well, we switched the August and July book clubs, mainly because they align now with Readathons better. So there's the Indie Accord Readathon happening in July, which I'm not really partaking in, but the book we chose for August happened to be an indie published book, and that's Reign and Ruin, which is a fantasy romance that I have been itching to get to. And again, feeding into my keep my reading momentum vibe up, I'm pretty excited about it. And so Bone Orchard was the one we had for July, is moved to August because that's a new release, so it works well for a new release-a-thon, which I had an announcement video for last Friday if you're curious. So that's just what happened, but I'm still going to have both buddy read chats open on the same time, so in case people really had planned Bone Orchard for July, they can still leave their thoughts in little nice time capsules for us to check in on when we get to it in August. So that stack seems reasonable. Like, I mean, Bone Hunters is terrifying, but everything else is kind of shorter, and then I have like this little stack. I'm actually kind of excited. It's gotten 3 books off my physical TBR, which is wonderful. Now, if you saw the thumbnail, there's a lot more books than that because I went to the library and I treated myself. Some people treat themselves by buying books, and I do that sometimes, but sometimes I just put in a lot of requests at the library so I can just hold a lot of books. It's a thing I do. And so I mentioned at the top of the video I have other series I would like to continue in. One would be the Foreigner series, so I have Invader, and like, I was expecting to be given a mass market paperback. I couldn't find the e-version of this at my library. I didn't really want to buy it, and I couldn't find the audio. And I wanted to physically read this one anyways because I liked the audio, but I wanted to know if I'd connect better if I physically read it. And they have this really nice full-size hardback book. And like, I guess if I ever loved this series, this is what I would want to buy. Because I was truly expecting a mass market paperback, which I can read. It's just not my preferred method anymore. So we have this, which maybe, if I'm feeling it, if I have time. And then, this is only truly if I get my life under control with Bone Hunters. This is my reward if I finish Bone Hunters, and that is The Wall of Storms. This is So Hard to Hold by Ken Liu. This is huge. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's hard to hold in my hand, and it's again has like this syndrome. Since it's not as tall as a Stormlight, it feels thicker than Words of Radiance, but it's only 852 pages. Only. But like Words of Radiance is like over 1,000. Oh boy. But everyone loves this book. I really enjoyed Grace of Kings. And so if I get Bone Hunters done, because it's been way too long since I've read Malazan, I might start this one. Then there's this little stack. I wanted to do a video series. And so it's not a secret TBR. I'll tell you guys about it now. You can look forward to it. I wanted to do a vlog reading all of the novellas that were nominated for the Hugo, and I put in the winner of the Nebula, because the Nebula had a lot more, I think. Or maybe it was the Lotus. I don't know. These are the 6 novellas I want to read because of award season. I hadn't read any of the novellas for the Hugos this year, and I figured I'm interested in all of them. I'm just going to read them. So I don't know anything about a lot of these. I just figured I would look into them as I read them and then do like a vlog on them and then rank which ones I think should win. I just thought it would be a fun project. So we've got Fireheart Tiger. We've got Across the Green Grass Fields. And I know I haven't read any other thing in this world, but I hear you can just pick this one up. I hear this is fine. This one is the one that isn't on the Hugo, but won an award. And oh my god, it's a beautiful cover. Like, this cover speaks to me. And it's called And What Can We Offer You Tonight? I do not know what this is, but I'm vibing with this cover a lot. It reminds me of those folders and notebooks you used to get in like elementary school. I'm 29, so I guess adjust. But like when I was in school in the early 2000s, this reminds me a lot of the folders I used to get. We've got Elder Race by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which I've heard really good things about. I have my first Catherine M. Valente, The Past is Red. I do not think this is the one that Jocelyn's recommended I start with, but it's the one that was nominated. And I promise, Jocelyn, if I don't like this, I will read the one you recommended. I have heard a lot of conflicting things about this author's writing style. I think it either works for you or it doesn't, and I have no idea where I'm gonna fall. And then, drum roll please, I'm finally going to read A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, which honestly, saving it for this project is great, and I'm actually, I think, in the headset, like the mindset I wanted to be in when I picked this up, because I'm changing career paths right now. You know, I just graduated, I'm looking and working towards new job stuff, I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do next, what's fulfilling, and I think this is going to resonate with that whole you're almost 30, what is life situation based off everyone else. So I just think that'll be a fun little project. Maybe that'll be like, instead of a Friday Reads, I'll have a vlog of that, or maybe that'll be a separate thing. I don't know. But I probably won't talk about those a lot in Friday Reads. I'll mention that I'm doing it for that project, but you'll have to wait for the vlog video for all of my thoughts. So that's the TBR. There are other things that I have on my radar that I wouldn't mind reading. I don't think I will get to The Golden Fool, but if I could, that wouldn't be the end of the world. But truly, between Bone Hunters and Wall of Storm as like my big fantasy books right now, I'm like, no, that's probably not happening. Especially since I haven't even finished Fool's Errand yet, but if I could start it at the end of July, that would be a win. And then I also have Plague of Doves by Louise Erdrich. I have been kind of craving one of her books. I typically do read her in the summer, and I love it. Like, I think I've always read her in July. And so, like, I'm kind of itching for it. I don't have it down here. I have it up there. I didn't grab it off the shelf. So there's that, and then I think I'm probably just going to do a recap, but technically for my local book club, I'm supposed to reread Circe, because I missed this last month because I was sick, and they voted for Circe, and so that's great, but I've already read it, but it's been a long time, so I think I might just read a recap or like blaze through the audiobook if I can get a copy. But that's the TBR for July. I'm in a reading mood. I'm really excited about, like, especially the novella project, just like, it's so cool seeing all these covers. Like, it's just like aesthetically pleasing to hold all these really expensive books, because novellas per page are just so expensive. Let me know what you're reading in July. Are you participating in any readathons? Are you just vibing, mood reading? What is a book you love to read in the summer? So, like me, you know, Louise Erdrich, I don't know why, her contemporary literary works just always speak to me. And otherwise, if you want to leave an emoji, we got Fire. This is the first book I saw. Fire for Fireheart Tiger. Or a tiger, I guess. There's Fireheart and Tiger. You have 3 emojis to choose from this one book. So have at it. And otherwise, like, if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.